Hi, my name is Jerome Braggs. I am a medical intuitive and soul medicine coach, and I help people experience more heaven in their lives and more well-being in their bodies. So the journey to my work and to this version of myself that you see today really started in 2005 when I had a near-death experience after doctors diagnosed me with AIDS and kidney failure and gave me 48 hours to live. And while I was on my deathbed, I had a near-death experience where I met my own soul and was told the keys to healing my body and experiencing a more divine, delicious life. And those keys were to love myself and to align with my soul. That experience started a 10-year awakening healing journey, which I call my masterclass journey, or even my hero's journey, where I had to really take a deeper dive into exploring my deepest fears, what my core emotional wounds were that were causing dysfunction and illness in my body, and also illness and dysfunction in my life, and really learn how to change how I saw myself, change how I felt about myself, change how enough I felt, how worthy I felt, how loved and held and safe I felt in my life. And not only did that journey and what I learned about loving myself and what I learned about feeling about myself and thinking about myself the way my soul felt about me, not only did that heal my body, but it miraculously transformed my entire life into something more delicious and something that worked really, really well for me. The soul medicines are self-love and soul alignment. And I call them soul medicines because when we love ourselves and when we're in alignment with our soul, meaning when we're thinking about ourselves and we're feeling about ourselves the way our soul thinks about us and the way our soul feels about us, then our lives and our bodies become exponentially more healthy and exponentially more delicious. They literally heal whatever ails us in our lives and our bodies, and they transform our lives into something delicious, into an experience of heaven, literally an experience of heaven on earth. And so I call them soul medicines because they are the medicines of the soul that literally heal everything and literally make everything in our lives work better. Soul alignment is the process by which we begin to feel about ourselves and think about ourselves the way the highest part of ourselves thinks and feels about us. The soul is the part of us, it's the God part of us. It's the part of us that never judges us. It's the part of us that remembers who we really are, that we're whole, that we're safe, that we're enough, that we're empowered, and that we're always held. And when we begin to align our beliefs with that version of ourselves, and we begin to feel about ourselves the way that part of us feels about us, it literally begins to ground an experience of heaven in our lives right here on earth. I fully believe that aligning with the soul is the state of receiving as well. It's the state of when we feel worthy, when we feel whole, when we feel enough, and we feel loved, then we open ourselves up to receive all the good the universe has for us. And we don't have to do all these manifestation tools and vision boards and chakra cleanses and drinking green juice. It just begins to become this natural way of living where we are showered and saturated with good and well-being and the love we deserve. Loving ourselves means that we feel good about ourselves and that we're treating ourselves well. And loving ourselves is the key to well-being in our bodies, because our bodies are just literal reflections. The health of the status of our bodies are literal reflections of our relationships to ourselves. when we feel better about ourselves, when we're honoring ourselves, when we're not betraying ourselves, when we appreciate ourselves and we have a sense of self-worth, that is literally the energy that creates and sustains good health. When we believe there's something wrong with us, when we're constantly distrusting ourselves, when we're betraying ourselves, and when we literally feel like we're not enough, that's literally the energy and the vibration that creates and sustains illness in the body. And so loving ourselves literally is the key for not only our bodies being well, but for our entire lives working well. How we feel about ourselves internally is how we will live and manifest externally. Loving ourselves is the key to shifting all of that. You know, the type of people I usually work with are people who have been on a spiritual path for a while. You know, they've read the Law of Attraction books, they've gone to the meditation, retreats, they've done the seminars and the workshops and the chakra cleanses, and they've done the green juice diets and all of that. But something still isn't clicking. Something still isn't working well. Like their relationships aren't really yet as fulfilling as they like. They still don't have an experience of heaven on earth. And I like to work with those individuals because those individuals are open and ready to do the deeper work of transforming their beliefs and transforming how they feel about themselves so that they can begin to experience heaven on earth and that they can begin to experience more well-being in their body. And a session with me is where we get together and I use my intuitive abilities to connect in with the higher part of you, with your soul, and look at where within you've been withholding love from yourself and your beliefs, where within you've been believing somehow that you're not enough, and how those beliefs have contributed or manifested this challenge in your life in some way, or contributed to or manifested this illness or disease in your body in some way, and helping you, like partnering with you, create a strategy or a plan where you can begin to love yourself more and align with your soul so you can miraculously transform that situation into what you really want and transform your body into a higher level of well-being, wellness, and good health. If I had one thing that I leave everybody with, like the one thing that would sum up my message or my work, it's that when we love ourselves, all is well, and when we align with our souls, all heaven is coming.